what was happening in the US at the time to
Yeah,
drive the
I got it.
advocacy and need for the IDA?
Right. So parents were beginning to organize. They were getting clearly an inferior educational system for their kids, but at least kids were not staying home every day. In many cases, keeping them out of institutions because they were out of the house during the day. And then I think when I was the first kid without cerebral palsy to go to this HC21 classes in my school. And then my friend, Frida, my late friend, Frida, she was the first kid with muscular dystrophy. And we used to kind of joke about how we were integrating the classes for kids with cerebral palsy. But for those of you who have watched the Netflix Crip Camp, um, you'll see that the discussion that occurred around that table, a number of the people there, Nancy Rosenblum, Steve Hoffman, were friends of mine, and we were all going to the same elementary school. And so what my mother and other mothers were learning at that time when we were in elementary school was if you used a wheelchair or had a mobility disability, you went back onto home instruction. So my mother and other mothers really fought to get that changed. And that's when the Board of Ed made some high schools accessible. And there were some newer schools that were being built. So they were already complying with New York state laws on accessibility, which were very heavily influenced by disabled veterans who had come back from the Second World War. All these pieces are really historically very interesting.